welcome to Kick It. This week, we bring back an old horror classic, and even if your campaign fails, you still have a chance. First off, congratulations to Harebrained Schemes for getting Shadowrun Hong Kong funding. With about 15 days still to go, they have made almost $800,000, despite only asking for $100,000. You may remember that Harebrained came to Kickstarter back in 2012 to fund a revival of the Shadowrun franchise, which earned them a cool $1.8 million. Unfortunately, not so great news for Dark Deception, which failed to meet its funding with the relaunch, with them barely making 20% of their goal with about $3,000. I'm truly amazed this project didn't get its funding. I mean, it's first-person Pac-Man, and it's as scary as that sounds. Who wouldn't want to fund this game?
Did you pledge?
Moving on. Clock Tower was originally released on the Super Famicom in 1995 by Human Entertainment. The Japanese-only release would eventually be considered a cult classic, and one of the most terrifying and gripping games the console could offer. A year later, a sequel was released on the PS1 featuring all the blocky and basic design you'd expect from an early PlayStation title. But this game was released worldwide, and still had the same tension and fear the first game had. Basically, you're being chased by a menacing person with a giant pair of scissors, creatively dubbed Scissor Man, and your usual response is to flee instead of fight. And after those two games, the director, Hifune Kono, left to work on other games, like the original Steel Battalion. But in 2014, he announced at TGS Project Scissors, a point-and-click game celebrating the 20th anniversary of Clock Tower, and recently we found out the real name. Nightcry. Kono has a stellar lineup helping him develop this game, including the Team Silent head creature designer Masahiro Itoi. And yes, that does include the series' famous Pyramid Head. And even bigger, film director Takashi Shimizu, who is famous for the Ju-On and Grudge horror movie series. Originally, this game was being planned for Vita and smart devices, but after major fan demand, the crew are bringing it to PC and maybe other platforms, but they need your help. They are asking for $300,000, and with 3 weeks to go, they have already made over $40,000? That can't be right. Well, it is. As of now, KickTrack is projecting that this project will barely see 60% of its goal if this trend continues. If you're a survival horror fan who has been jaded these past few years, then may I strongly suggest checking out Nightcry. For every campaign that gets funded or gets thousands or even millions over its original goal, there are hundreds of projects that never get the funding. Most for a good reason, but some amazing ideas just fall through the cracks. Today's topic, Citizens of Earth, was a modern RPG that was asking for $100,000, but only ended up getting $36,000, which just perplexes me because the amount was 100,000 Canadian, which is like, what, $50? Yeah, fuck you. But anyway, with the goal nowhere near reached, it looked like Citizens of Earth would have to find another way to get made. And that way was achieved when the game got picked up by, of all companies, Atlas. So, the game begins with you, the Vice President of Earth, being awoken by your mother? What? And you're at home the day following the election. And your mother and brother follow you around and beat up protesters. And your opponents. Dude, this is just Earthbound. Nothing against the game. I mean, if Nintendo isn't doing anything with Earthbound, then why not make your own? I've been playing for a few hours and I've already fought off a honey bear, like a bear literally made of honey, and then going into an alien spaceship to uncover the secret of a coffee blend to gain the trust of a person called Conspiracy Guy.
Coffee are two of my favorite things.
They contaminated the coffee.
Did anything I just say make any sense? No? And that's the beauty of it! If you're a fan of quirky RPGs like Earthbound, then Citizens of Earth could be right up your alley. It isn't anything revolutionary, hell, its battle system isn't anything new, but the wide variety of characters and more down-to-earth setting will definitely appeal to a lot of people. Citizens of Earth is available now on Wii U, PS4, Vita, 3DS, and of course, Steam. Well folks, that's it for another episode of Kick It, and I'll see you all next time.